music. Welcome to the Joe Show. Let me fix my camera here. I am Joe, your host. I'm glad to be here with you. I hope that you are glad to be here. This is my 7th time starting this. No, this is like my 10th time. 10th time starting this because of video. Video, it sucks, man. I tell you what, it sucks a lot to get this video up and going. But I'm glad that you're here and I'm glad you're listening to the show. There are a lot of benefits to video, but there are a lot of downfalls to video. Like this fucking camera here. There we go. Got my little headspace. What are you doing? Okay, y'all gonna see me do a little edit. Stop. Pause. Then, now look at it. Okay. I had just got off a phone call, right? I had started this show already. Started the show. I was just about a couple minutes in, and then I get a phone call because I have one phone here, or my phone cam here. So I'm filming off my phone. Ooh, I still don't like that. Yeah, got my phone, blah, 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 blah. Got my phone cam here, and then I've got my webcam, right? It's right over here. Got this one here. So I'm doing all this, and I love doing all this, but it is just very crazy trying to get all this done. Because when you used to be able to do the podcast, all you had was like your stream deck and stuff like that. Boom, easy. Hit the record button, you good. But video is nice. I get to be interactive with you guys and stuff like that, and I get to do cool stuff like this. So this is brought to you by Gateway Pro Productions. This is a company that I've ran for a long time. Love it. Love doing it. Been doing it for going to be 10 years this year. So yeah, we do stuff like podcasts like the Joe Show. Okay. See, this is why I kind of like video. It lets me be a little more creative. And then also too, like I said earlier, guys, I am Joe Murray. So there we go. So yeah, it's really nice for me to do video. It lets me bring out a lot of my creative side, and it just helps me do a lot more. Plus, I mean, at the same time, I can do stuff like this. 1, 2, 3, abracadabra, bam. Just everything. Okay, bam. Everything's gone. So I like doing stuff like that. It keeps me creative and things like that. So the phone call I just did was with my girl Haley, right? And we are trying to stop vaping. I've been vaping for about 11 years now, and she's been vaping for a little bit, and we're trying to stop right now, okay? And so I mentioned it to her, and she just mentioned it to me, and she said, Joe, one of the things we should do in order to stop vaping is we need to run a marathon. And I said, a marathon? Just right out the bat, a marathon? She's like, yes, this is something that we can do together. It'll be a besties thing. And I'm like, a marathon? Listen, I don't care about us doing bestie things, but let's go shopping. Let's go get a cup of coffee. Let's go on a diet together or something like that before we go to a marathon. And then she said, okay, let's do a half marathon. I'm like, a half marathon? That's still 13 miles, right? Last time I ran a mile, it took me 9 minutes, and that was back in my scout days when I was trying to get my Eagle Scouts. I think I was like 16, 17 last time I actually ran a mile. Like, I ran it, clocked my time and stuff. So it's been a long time. That's dang near 10 years ago since I done ran a mile, just straight. So there's going to be a lot of training. There's going to be like 5 Rocky montages in order for me to get ready for a half marathon. But I guess with enough push and persistent, and I keep my eye on the prize, and I have the eye of the tiger, I can be the best and run that marathon. But I don't know about this, right? I don't know. But I should really shut up, because running a marathon just by myself, with just the clothes on my back, that's easy compared to this video I have for you guys. This video is a video about this long tradition that has happened in France, right? It's something that they've had going on for a long time, and I guess they just recently had it. And I found this on TikTok because, I'm sitting on TikTok just looking at the news and things like that. But I found this, and it was very interesting to me. These people run a mile while holding a waiter platter. Check this out. Very good video. Now listen, like I said, running a mile is already hard, but now you've got these people holding these platters. Some of them holding onto their stuff. Some of them they got the skill and they're just going through it. Listen, I work for Domino's Pizza, and just holding those pizzas at somebody's door, like you knock on the door and they don't come to the door immediately, and just holding that there for that little bit of time, I got tired holding that thing. So I can imagine, not only do you have to run and get your speed up, so like you're running, trying to get the best time on a mile, then you have to hold a platter with stuff on it. So now not only are you running, but now you got to keep your balance, right? And you got to make it all the way there to the finish line with that. That's a feat. That's a feat. Maybe that's what Haley and I should do. Maybe Haley and I should save up tickets, go to France, and try to do this race. I don't know if it's just strictly for people from France, but this seemed like something that I'd be interested in doing. After my months and months of training, right? Like maybe I could get back to my 9-minute time. I don't know. I got to talk to some of my running buddies and see what's the best way to train, because that's a lot of work. I need to start going out to the gym more and stuff like that. That's what I need to do. Build my calves up again, right? A couple of episodes ago, I also talked about how there were gay animals, and I think I was talking about nature and stuff like that in that episode. But I mentioned a video about a guy one of my favorite TikTokers, he was talking about that and talking about how animals have gay sex, right? And I really couldn't find the video at the time, but I found it, right? And he explains a little bit more, he explains it better than I do. So I'm going to show you this video of what he says about animals having gay sex. I think he did about a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago. I'm not for sure, but check out this video.
Even more animals that are gay, and the last one just might surprise you. Male lions will form tight bonds that start with affectionate nuzzling and caressing and escalates all the way to the love child of Lion King and Brokeback Mountain. Zoologists believe 8% of male mountings occur with another male. And apparently the guys treat other guys better, because where male and female matings are violent and often end in fights, male lions are more gentle and tender with each other. Now technically, they're not gay, but it sure as hell ain't straight. It's believed that 1 out of every 5 swan couples are gay, and like most swan pairings, they mate for life. Like till death do us part type stuff. Researchers have found that one of the males will mate with a female only to chase her off when she lays an egg, just so he and his partner can raise it instead. And they're pretty good at it, because gay swan couples are better parents, because 80% of same gender pairings will raise young successfully, where straight couples are about less than 50. Still don't with birds, but I know wholesome when I see it. Most male walruses are bisexual, and actually depends on the season. During breeding season, they keep it traditional by pursuing females. Outside of breeding season, walrus life quickly turns into Blubberback Mountain, and I know I made that joke already, but hell if I pass it up. But they don't just hook up, the males will also embrace each other and sleep close together. Fun fact, for a lot of walruses, until they reach maturity, which is basically their version of puberty, every sexual encounter they have is with another male. Meaning a majority of male walrus first times are with another guy walrus. If we're the boys, the more you know.
I think it's crazy watching something like that, because you get people that are just like, we as people need to do as nature, what's natural and what nature does, right? That's what we need to do. Okay, we need to follow the rules of nature. And I had brought this up in a post one day, and I was like, well, I guess it's okay to be gay then. And they said, what are you talking about? That's not natural. And I'm like, well, the animals do it. And they came back and they was like, well, see, nature's flawed, okay? Because when sin entered the world, I was like, whoa, time out. You were just talking about how we as people need to follow nature and the way that the animals do things and how they take care of the earth and things like that. We gotta follow in their steps. We don't have to do everything they do specifically, but we gotta follow in their steps. And so, if I think a male animal and another male animal wants male love, I think it's okay. You know, you know, baby, me and you ain't nothing but mammals. We gonna do it like they do it on the Discovery Channel. Two times, yes. I'm gonna make another clip of this, and y'all gonna be like, he just said that like a couple weeks ago. Why is he saying it again? I don't know, but I don't know. I just thought those videos were interesting. They really got me going. There's a ton of TikTok videos I can show you, but this ain't the Joe Show / TikTok, because then the TikTok gonna have to probably pay me a lot more. But I was thinking about this. I love animals. I know we talked about animals a couple weeks ago, but I love animals. This kind of gets me away from politics and stuff like that. You know, I've been trying to figure out stuff in order for me to, you know, bring more topics, because this is the Joe Show. We want to talk about anything and everything, you know. That's what we want. So animals, I was thinking about some of my favorite animals, right? And I want to know what you think your favorite, or what are some of your favorite animals are, because animals are beautiful. They're great. They're just amazing. I love all their attributes and techniques and things like that, because I know I've talked about this in an episode before. We are like the weakest and most vulnerable creature on the planet. If we didn't have tools, if we didn't have guns and things like that, we wouldn't make it. So I just really like watching documentaries and things like that, because they show you, hey, animals are 10 times better than you, right? And one of my, I did a little bit of research about it, but who would you consider to be the king of the jungle, right? Who would you consider to be the king of the jungle? Make sure you write down in the comments, because I want to know, who would you consider to be king of the jungle? Most of you guys are thinking right off your head, right off the bat, you're thinking, lions. Of course, lions are king of the jungle. And I said, hold on, no. You wrong. I don't think so. And you'd be like, hold on. Lion King? Come on, Joe. You got Lion King. You got all these movies where the lion's the king and the leader of everything. George of the Jungle. You know, you got Aslan from Narnia. You know, come on, Joe. Come on, man. The lion's king of the jungle. No, I don't think so. Because you've got the tiger. Tiger is 10 times stronger than the goddamn lion. The tiger does way more work than the lion. A male lion sleeps like 12 hours a day. And the male lion barely does any of the hunting or anything. I was very disappointed when I found out all these things. I was just like, come on, man. Like, you my favorite animal. What you talking about you don't hunt by yourself? Well, what you talking about? You sleep all day. Like, why are you so lazy? That's literally what I thought. And then as you go into the animal kingdom, you start discovering that there are badass animals that even lions won't even mess with, right? So who are these animals, right? One of the big animals are the elephant. A lot of people don't mess with the elephant. And even if you do, let's just say you do mess with an elephant, right? You somehow kill it, right? And it is dead on the ground. Their skin is so tough that these animals can't pierce the skin with their teeth, right? So they have to find other ways in. There's a couple videos that are swirling around on the internet, and they are showing animals, their heads being stuck in the anuses of animals, right? And people are like, what the hell is going on? That's disgusting. That's gross. Why would they do that? And it's because that's the soft spot. That's the easiest way to get in. You either get in through the mouth, like you'll see a lot of animals eating the animal through the mouth, or you'll see them going through bibet, because that's the soft tissue. That's how they get in. I mean, one video I saw recently, there was like a baby elephant that passed away, and baby lion had got his head stuck up there, right? Or there was another video where there was a bunch of hyenas eating an elephant from the butt end, right? And people just like, oh, that's so gross. Why would they do that? Why don't they just start with the skin? Their skin too tough, okay? All right. Lions. I'm going back to lions because everything's going back to lions. I'm basically, right in this episode, I am tearing down the the view of what we have for lions, because tigers are badass, right? Like, you know, the roar that in Lion King. Okay, the roar in Lion King is a combination of a uh, airplane jet, Frank Welker, and a tiger. There's no lion in there at all, right? Because the lion's roar, or what you think a lion's roar is actually the roar of a tiger, right? And I think that's just crazy. Speaking of tigers, I was doing a little bit of research on tigers, man, and tigers are the most what's the word I'm looking for in captured animals in the world, right? I forget how many tigers are in the world, but I know that the number that really sticks out to me, there are between 55,000 and 60,000 tigers in captivity. There we go. So there are between 55 and 60,000 tigers in captivity, and the rest are just roaming around, right? But I think that's crazy that that is the most uh, sought after animal. Like, you would think something easier, like monkeys, right? Monkeys, you would think they are something that we take and put in zoos and stuff like that, but no, tigers, right? Another badass animal to me is the crocodile. Nobody messes with the crocodile. They've got their skin is super tough to get through. Their bite force is very, very strong. And one of the crazy things to me about a crocodile, like, it blew my fucking mind when I found out about this, was that when you are swimming, and let's just say for some reason you're in like a tree, right? You're in a tree and this tree is 8 foot above the water, and you got an 8 foot croc. A croc or an alligator can shoot out of the water the length of its body. And basically it pushes itself up, and then it uses its tail, like it wags its tail to push itself up. Blew my mind. Like, that was some of the scariest stuff in the world. I remember the day I found out snakes could swim. I was just like, well, I'm done. I'm checking out. I don't want to be here no more. You telling me snakes can swim now? You telling me, like, these nasty, slimy things can swim now? Have you ever seen a snake in, like, real life, like, out in the wild? It's some crazy stuff, man. Like, I've seen a lot of snakes, like, when I'm driving. When I used to work for FedEx and I used to work in the country, I'd just be driving, and I would see a snake at the last second run over it by accident, because you couldn't avoid it, and you look in your side mirror and you just see it just, let me do it again, just doing all that. Just gross. It would make your spine shiver. But yeah, no, I can't deal with snakes. I actually, not the small snakes. I want a snake that I know is almost not gonna hurt me. Like, my girl Isabella had a snake, and it wrapped around my arm, and I thought, oh, this is pretty cool. And they're not that bad and slimy. It's more scaly and stuff like that. But I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Another badass animal that I think is crazy, that people actually don't think is badass, is a hippo. Hippos are king of the river, right? Nobody messes with them. Lions don't mess with them. Crocodiles don't mess with them. Like, literally, you'll have crocs and alligators try to go after baby hippos, and these hippos are like gangs. Actually, remember when they had that Alabama fight where that dude tried to beat up that captain of that boat, and then all the black people just came up and beat the fuck out of them white folks? That's how it is for hippos and crocodiles. A crocodile will try to take a baby hippo, and just out of nowhere, here come all these other hippos. What's a hippo? What's a hippo? This is one of the bad things about my ADHD, man. My brain's just running too fast, man. And I just start, blah. God. Okay. But yeah, they'll just start coming out of the woodworks, and they will fuck up this dude. They'll be like, really, man? You thought you could come in here and fuck with this baby? Oh, no, 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 no. We about to beat you, okay? We about to turn you into a purse. We about to turn you into a belt. We about to turn you into some cowboy boots is what we getting ready to do, right? And I think my last animal that I have that I think is great is the honey badger. And the reason why I think this honey badger is crazy is because this animal is so small, right? It's a small animal, but nobody will mess with it because it is brave and it has a hell of a temper, right? There are lions who won't mess with this thing, which we're hearing lions are pussies now, but there are bigger animals who are bigger than this thing who won't mess with it because it's temper and it's just badass, right? Like it'll start roaring at you, not roaring, but growling at you, and people just don't mess with it. And I'm just thinking, it's crazy how you have a 3-ton animal over here, not messing with this little ass honey badger. You know, they grow bigger than a dog, you know, just a little bit bigger than a dog. But I don't know. I just think that's crazy. Birds of prey, I love them. I forget the name of the falcon, but there's this falcon. It's the fastest falcon in the world. And what it does to its prey, it doesn't. It's not like an eagle where it'll just kind of grab its prey and then take it back to the nest and then pick the hell out of it. No, this thing will literally fly over your head, ball its fists, and hit you in the head. And it's flying so fast that it'll knock you out, give you a concussion and things like that. I've seen this thing in action, not like in real life, but I've watched videos and stuff where this thing is getting its prey. Like it'll go after a goat because this bird is also pretty big, and it'll go after a goat or go after a deer, right? And it's just knocking it in the head. It's just, and then they're just like, what the heck happened? And then just, and then next thing you know, they're passed out on the ground, and then you wake up to a bird pecking the heck out of you. But animals, they're just so crazy, and they have adapted to their life, you know. And we as humans, I don't think we've had that opportunity because we have so many other tools, you know. We don't need to have claws because we have tools, right? You know, we don't need to really adjust to certain climates. You know, I think we do it to a small scale because, you know, if you have somebody in California and then they come to the Midwest and they experience one of our winters, they're going to be super, super cold. But then after you've been here for a couple of years, your body adapts to that, you know. So I think we do adapt to our surroundings, but I think we've had so many advancements that it's hindering us to depend on our natural abilities, right? We're relying more on our tools and our advancements and things like that. So that's why I find animals really, really cool, because you know you have people like a gorilla, you know, or a gorilla could rip you in two, you know, and I mean, I wonder how badass we would have been, you know. How badass would we have been if we had not really discovered tools and we adapted to our surroundings over time? You know what I mean? Like we kind of evolved, right? Like over and over generations, we were, we were plagued by the flu and we were getting eaten by all these animals. And so what do? We just adapted. Like maybe we got claws, maybe our teeth are a certain way, you know, because that happens to animals. We see that all the time, you know, where you'll have like I think they said like the brown bear used to be or polar bears used to be brown bears, but then because they live up in the Arctic, they had to shed their brown skin because the cops were coming after them and shooting them. No. That's wrong. That's another joke. No, they had to shed their brown fur for the white fur to blend in with their surroundings so that they could still hunt and things like that. So I think they adapt over time, right? And another crazy thing, I'm gonna end the show with this. Another crazy thing is I be thinking about this, because I just be sitting around the house and just be thinking about life and stuff like that. And I was thinking about like, if you're a Christian, you believe that Adam named all these animals, right? And I believed that for a very long time. But then I started thinking about it. We're getting like these new animals around here, and these new animals, they are evolving, or what is it? I think it's like micro evolution or something, or a micro adaptation, and over time they become one. They were one thing and they become something else, right? And so if we got all these new animals, who's Adam didn't name all the animals, right? Because we get all these new animals and stuff like that. Or what about these animals in the sea and stuff like that? You know, I just don't know. I don't know. That's something that I don't know anything about. If you know anything about, I would love to hear from you. Make sure you go to Gateway Pro Productions on Facebook, Instagram at _Joe Show 20, and I would love to hear all. Actually, hold on. I got all this stuff here. Okay, let me see. Okay, because just give me a second. Okay, let me see if I get all this the right way. Make sure you follow us on Facebook at Gateway Pro Production, Instagram at _Joe Show 20, and also on TikTok at _Joe Show 20. So guys, I am headed out. I like video every once in a while. Like getting started, it sucks. But once you get into the flow of it, like once you start the show, it's fine. But once you're just getting into it, it freaking sucks. But hey guys, I am headed out of here. I will see you guys next time. I thank you so much for listening to The Joe Show. Bye bye, everybody.